Okay. This is mouthwashing. Hold on. Okay. Just had to tab out for a second. But hi, welcome. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for being patient with me while I was dealing with a lot of things last week, per usual. But we're here finally. Thank goodness. I hope you guys are having a good week so far. I'm excited because some yarn that I was really concerned about because it was held up in US Customs for like an uncomfortable amount of time finally got released, and I've received it, so I am glad. Yeah, it's kind of the most exciting thing in my life, aside from all the other knitting that I'm doing. Mouthwashing is a game that I've been dying to play here on stream. Like, since November? Since I first played it in like beginning of November. So it's been a couple months. I just like have not had the energy for like a lot of it. And this game also like I've waded through so many playthroughs of this game too, and I really wanted to like take you guys on this journey because I have already played this game. One of my friends, when she first played this, was like, this game is so good, I need everyone to play it right now. Bought it for my partner. Partner wasn't really feeling like playing, but we share a library, so I was like, I'll play it for us. So I did, and I was like, holy crap, this game is so good. Then I watched Markiplier play it. I watched Charlie play it. Penguins Zero, aka Charlie. His playthrough was probably my favorite. Who else did I watch? I watched like a couple people play it, and I watched some analyses. And it is very likely my 2024 game of the year. And I feel like everyone memes on it because I was like, oh, haha, mouthwashing. Haha, that's such a goofy, what's this game about, brushing your teeth? And I'm like, haha, this game is so good. So yeah, I wanted to play through it so that I had a VOD of it in case people wanted to check it out, or hopefully I can get this onto my YouTube soon too, so that other people who might be curious about it will also watch it. But yeah, this is an indie game. I forget the name of the company. I don't know. I don't think it's their first game. This game was featured a little bit at the Indie Game Awards. I feel like it deserved way more attention. I feel like it was like a sleeper hit. But yeah, so we're gonna play through it again. Let me catch up on the messages. Still sore from long walk. Used a bath. Nice. This game's a hidden gem. You saw 2 full streams of it. Yeah, it is very, very good. So yeah, if you have any questions, I'll probably be like explaining things because I've like watched so many things. Since I've already like played through it, it's not like I can't give like an unbiased take. Most games that I play on stream are games that I haven't played before, so this is going to be a little bit of a different playthrough. If I hit continue, is it going to take me like actually? I'm curious because I already beat the game. I uninstalled it after I beat it, but oh yeah, okay, hold on, don't look at that. I just straight up hit quit. Okay. Wrong Organ is the name of the dev team. Made with Unity, powered by Fmod. It just took me to the end of the game. Okay. But yeah, we're gonna do a new game, and I'll probably like explain things as I talk about it. My favorite thing about this game is that a lot of it is like very metaphorical, and it's like the kind of metaphorical that's like after you what's it called? Is it called fridge horror? Where it's like it's a type of horror that like it's the kind of thing where you experience and you're like, okay, all right. And then like later when you're getting a snack from the fridge, you're thinking about it a little bit more and you're like, wait, that's so fucked up. Like, I feel like that's very mouthwashing, and I really love fridge horror. I love stuff that like the more you think about it, you're like, oh wait, oh no. And mouthwashing was so good about that because there were a lot of things that I was like, oh, okay. after my first playthrough. So, anyways, enough yapping. Let's start the game. New game. In case you can't tell, it's a horror game. Pony Express Long Haul Space Freighter Tulpar. We are on that ship. A long haul space freighter. So we haul goods through space on a ship called the Tulpar. We are only a crew of 5. We are hauling a shipment right now. The duration is 382 days is the estimated duration. It has been 147, so we're about halfway through. And the best line, I hope this hurts. We are at 0 days before the crash. An orbital body has been detected 21 AU ahead of the vessel. Please make a manual correction of 1.4 degrees leftwards to avoid impact with unknown mass. That sounds great. Steer right. Extreme warning! Direct collision course with orbital body 1.9 AU away. Engaging autopilot to recorrect vessel. Advise crew to take up emergency positions. 4,000 credits docked from crew pay package for failure of navigational staff. How pissed would you be if you fucked up and it came out of your paycheck? Oh no. We gotta hit the button, but it's locked. The game controls are very simple. It's like left click, right click. As you can see, we are in a cabin right now. Going to crash. There's a door behind us. Here's a utility door. Let's open it. There is some rope here, a length of nylon rope. We have this key, emergency key. We will take the emergency key. There's nothing else there. There is, however, this, an employee card for Anya. This is the only employee card that I have found. An emergency generator down there. There's some use only in case of emergency, captain access only, code scanner required, danger thing here, nothing really there. A cup, fire extinguisher, nothing else here. We are going to take the key to the emergency button. Oh, tab, of course. Emergency key, captain only, emergency cockpit console override key. Use emergency key. What do we do with the emergency key? We will disengage autopilot, naturally. Crash imminent. That sounds like a good time, right? I can't close this, huh? Alright, well. I could close the door. But there's a crash happening. So we can click, we can also sprint. And that's it. I can right click to zoom, and left click to just click on to interact, I guess. But yeah. We've got a fun poster here of a horse waking up. Polly says, rise and shine. Don't know what else that says. Hello, door? There we go. We have Polly says, don't be daft. We can't read the other text underneath it. It's too garbled. Rise and shine, don't be daft. This is a dead end, so I guess we'll go left. Polly says, lend a hand. Hi, Shar! Thank you for subscribing for 59 months. That's crazy. Polly says, giddy up. Gang? I'm not sure. I just really wanted to... I'm playing Mouthwashing for my second time. Oh boy, doesn't this look familiar. Because I really wanted to have a playthrough of Mouthwashing recorded. It says, giddy up galaxy. And the lights are blinking, and things are sparking, and there's more posters. Crazy. We really want to lend a hand, guys. We need to rise and shine, and lend a hand, and giddy up, and not be daft. I don't think I really looked at these posters the first time I played through this game. Uh-oh. Door's busted. This game is unfairly short. I need 30 hours of it. Well, the door is not working, so I guess we'll head back. This game is so good. I am surprised. Look, it's Polly. Hi, Polly. Important to note, the sounds that are playing here sound like sort of like childish cries. It blows my mind how like legitimately short Mouthwashing can be as a game that has so much like metaphorical content. It's just nuts. It's getting worse. We're getting static. Sparks everywhere. Steam. Hello, Cartman. Uh-oh. Here's Polly looking a little mutated. This is Futurama if it had gone awry. The music's getting a little bit more distorted. The game is indeed 2 to 3 hours long. My first playthrough of it was 2 hours long. How are we doing on sound, by the way? I'm like raising my voice over it, but I don't know if it's necessary. Ah, the emergency lights. And I think... Okay, cool. Locked. I'm a big fan of the glitchy sound effects. 2 months after the crash. And now we're introduced to our first named person. Jimmy. Jimmy's color symbol is green. Oh my god, you want to cosplay as Swansea for Katsucon? Fuck yeah, dude. Are you gonna get an axe? That's awesome. And here Jimmy says, anyone else would do the same thing. Here's Swansea. His color is yellow. We ain't touching the damn cargo. The hold is locked down for a reason. The only thing worse than dying slowly is not getting paid. Here's Anya. She is blue. But it could be something useful, I think. Could be what? Hopes, dreams, and marzipan? Ha! You don't have to... If it helps us survive, it's worth it. And here's Daisuke, our 4th person on the ship. 4 out of 5. As you remember from the beginning, we had 5 crewmates. Here's 4 of them. You have the axe and everything. That's super rad. Very, very cool. Daisuke here says, and as you can see, he's pink. Man, Pony Express bosses really aren't chill at all, huh? Come on. A quick look wouldn't hurt. How exactly is this group therapy committee planning on getting in there? Oh, right here, boss. You're looking at the meanest swing of the regional junior baseball team. Straight up nearly corked a kid once. I could take the utility axe and you were goddamn born fully corked. That's enough, Swansea. There has to be an in case of emergency way inside. If I remember correctly from the safety protocols, the doors should have an alternate access code, but it can only be uncovered using a code scanner device. And only the captain has access to the scanner. Of course. Go ahead and ask him all about it then. Hello, Fu. Hello, Lord Asian M. Welcome, welcome. How am I feeling today? I'm feeling good. We have the energy and the mental capacity to tackle Mouthwashing, which I'm very excited about. Because this game is great, and I really wanted to give it the proper, like, attention and, like, be really present for it for the one time that I play it, so... Very excited and glad that I'm able to do that. How are you guys doing? Of course, go ahead and ask him all about it then. Maybe he'll sing you the blues, too. We don't need him if we find the scanner, get the code, and open the hold. For better or worse, I'm captain now. I'll figure it out. Right on! Acquire code scanner is our goal now. So as you can see, this place ain't looking great. There is a bunch of canned food stashed up here on the table. There is this insulating foam.
I rise above negative feelings and thoughts. I love who I'm becoming. How about you?
This is a motion activated poly figure, a bed, 2 beds, And here are all the posters that we were looking at. But you can see there's like this insulation foam that is spread out all around the ship. This insulation foam that was automatically discharged when the hull breached. Doing wonderful, getting better, but excited to see this game on your stream? Yes, it's very good. Blocked off the compromised parts of the ship and kept us alive. So that is how everyone has survived after the crash. Here is some food. We have a food vending machine and a coffee vending machine. There is a game of Sorry on the table. Here's Daisuke. Looks like it'll be soup again for dinner. You want a rock, paper, scissors for the chicken noodle? How much food do we have left? I'd say like 4 months-ish. Less than the remaining air supply, but we can make it last. In theory. We'll be starting to poke new holes in our belts pretty soon to pull that off. Man, my mom will straight up stuff me when I get back. I'll look like Swansea. We'll have a rad story to tell, though. You're on call for the last hour? Oh, hell yeah, being paid to chill. Char, I'm living for your Baldur's Gate posts, by the way. They're freaking amazing and I love them. They might even write articles about us. We could be on TV. It'll impress the ladies, too. Hell yeah. And the real problem is us running out of toilet paper. Fatal stuff, man. We should leave that part out for the press. Oh, Daisuke. Don't get me started. You're like so welcome to get started literally anytime. You're welcome to get into my DMs and just like start talking about it unprompted. You're always welcome to. Okay. So that's Daisuke. We'll go over here. This is the medical room. These are all we have left. Take painkillers. He doesn't want to keep still anymore. What about the painkillers? It just hurts him so much. I can't stand the noise. You did make it through nursing school, right? Pony Express sure does know how to cut corners, if nothing else. I was thinking, we never went back into the cockpit after we dragged him out. It's almost entirely foamed up. Kind of a miracle Curly didn't end up fossilized. But it could still be unstable. I just think, well, it's the only place the code scanner could still be. Otherwise, we're shit out of luck. I'll take a look. I know you'll figure it out, Jimmy. You're so capable. Oh, also, well, I was hoping you could help me with Captain Curly. Right, sorry, but with Curly's medication? People have to be worth their titles. Don't you think, Nurse Anya? Yeah, forget I asked. I'll take care of it. This is one of those interactions that I feel like people don't necessarily understand the dynamic between them. So I think it's really important to keep in mind. I'm gonna come over here because I think there's an achievement. I don't know if I can get it from here. I have some Astarian goodies to send when I send you Tifa Fruit. Oh my god, every time there's good Shadowheart merch, there's good Astarian merch too. Don't worry, you're the first I come to. I love it. It's so good. Hell yeah. I got the achievement for locking eyes with Yimpy. Yimpy is that little post-it note. I can't get close to him right now because all the foam is in the way, but there's also this hatch. This vent has been busted forever, at least according to Swansea. Probably beyond wrecked now. It's covered up with tape and says danger. Did I take these pills? These are all we have left. I did take my pills. This is Curly. Here's another achievement. But we can open his mouth. This is all that's left of the captain. Here we have some painkillers. 10 milligrams of oxycodone extended release capsules. The good stuff. Hold still, yeah? I don't like this any more than you do. You know what they say. Pain is how we know we're still living. If you have misophonia, be careful. While the screen is black is probably a good indicator if you have misophonia to like mute for a little bit. The condescension of jambalaya is like, ugh. It's one of those things where it's like, depending on how you play and like when you read it, I feel like it's like, you don't necessarily notice it, but it's the sort of thing where it's like, since I'm reading the dialogue out loud at the very least, I feel like I can really like enunciate it to help hopefully accentuate their characters as I've come to know them after playing the game. So, I can't bear to listen. Excuse me, sorry. Painkillers administered. You'll notice of Curly, our captain, that he has, he's lost like half of his shin on one foot, lost another foot, and both his hands. Let's go check on Anya. We don't have a whole lot of painkillers left. But you still want to keep... Why do you think he did it? Does it matter? What answer would make you feel any better? I have to believe that our worst moments don't make us monsters, Jim. I have to. Even in his case. He tried to take us all down with him, Anya. The way I see it, there's 2 reasons to keep him alive at this point. Guess the important bit is that we all agreed to it. For one reason or another. I'm still feeling nauseous. I need a minute. And I believe... I don't know where she goes after this, but she is gone. But she had a good point about checking out the cockpit to see if the code scanner is there. We need the code scanner from the cockpit in order to get into cargo. This is where it's blocked off, but that's where the captain's quarters is on the right. Completely messed up. So, we can see on the left is utility, and the cockpit is down there. But we can talk to Swansea. Ain't you supposed to be figuring out our great cargo robbery? Why are you standing out here? None of your goddamn business. Everything is my business now, because of Curly. I don't want to keep having this conversation. Right. Capitano. I'm working. Blue-collar fools can't afford to stop working, even when the machine does. Go figure. And before you start, I'm taking a break. Don't you worry. I ain't going over my break time allowance. Ha! Working on what? How does it look in there? It's a solid wall of foam. I'm trying to see if I can break it down enough to get something useful out. Any of my tools. But if I breach that foam and break the air seal, it's lights out for all of us. I ain't letting anyone else mess around in there. Even Daisuke? He's your intern. He's supposed to be helpful. You think I'm letting that knucklehead in here after the crash roughed it up? Our so-called nurse nearly skewered her leg when the vent hatch was open during maintenance. And that was before the crash. I warned her, but it's in one ear and out the other. Then there's that teeny bopper thinking only with his downstairs long nose. Just like my useless kids back home. So, no. Ain't letting anyone mess around in here. Alright, Swansea. Keep me updated. Alright, and here is the cockpit. Looking pretty fucked up in here. Since the last time we saw it, the center console is pretty much completely covered in foam. But this looks like the code scanner. Now we can go open the cargo hold. Utility closet, which is still empty. This pipe must have broken off during the crash. I'm not gonna close the door. Okay. time to head back. Cargo is over here. Everyone else is here now. What do you guys think we've been shipping? If it's spare parts, maybe me and Swansea can repair the ship and we can get out of here. Right, Swansea? Quit yapping. Well, get on with it. This is all you. I want it duly noted that I had no involvement in this. Are we doing the right thing? Let it be medicine, food, or water. There we go. This is 4517. There we go. I forgot to look at a code in the office, but that's fine. The fun thing about this game is that you'll be in the middle of doing something and then it'll just like stop and make that noise and you'll think it's glitched, but it hasn't. Anyways, we're now 7 days before the crash. Are you listening? Yeah, damn. I'm so sorry. Enter, we actually hear Curly talking now. His text is white, a very neutral color. Couldn't sleep again, but I passed the psych eval. Well, you gave the same answers as last time. I do wish you'd open up a little more, Captain. These evaluations aren't just about you. As long as I'm fit to fly in your eyes, Anya. Oh, stop it. Guess that means I only have one more eval left to do. Jimmy? He acts as if I do these things for fun. Then I have to make a report with things like, I have found myself sexually excited at the sight of cartoon horses. Well, I could take it off your hands. Really? I've known him a long time. He won't try any bullshit with me. I suppose you are the captain. I am the captain. Thank you. What a relief. Oh, before I forgot, Swansea asked me to give you this. They can't expect me to perform miracles over a to-do list. I'm living for these seeds you're planting. Thanks. Not sure what it means, but sounds like fun. Good luck, Captain. Gotta talk to Jimmy and Swansea. Can I say anything else to her? Daisuke described his experience as intern so far as awesome, super cool, and like totally awesome. Like really awesome. Should I be worried? I don't remember where the other employee cards are. I've been bringing the same playlist along for years. When it's right, it's right. There is an achievement for getting like all the employee cards, but I don't know where all the employee cards are. This is Anya's board. They say that you can really tell a lot about her personality because she has really cute things on here, like this little anxiety affirmations thing here, cute little doodles, photographs of nature, 4x4 breathing to help stabilize you, little doodles, and then that's Yimpy, which is the thing that I got the achievement for staring at for like 10 seconds or whatever. But yeah, much brighter in here. Yes, box breathing, so good, very helpful. There's this here, Property Pony Express. So now we got to talk to Jimmy. This place is so much brighter when there's like a sun here. Here is the sorry board. Anya and Daisuke get really intense about game night. He's always insanely lucky too. Drives her crazy. In case you couldn't tell, there are similar colors: pink like Daisuke, green like Jimmy, blue like Anya, and yellow like Swansea. Crazy. What an interesting coincidence. Very clean here. The cooking area. We have fun things like Papa Polly's Delights. Our ingredients include water, gelatin, sweetener, and tonic. We've got cake, drink, meat pie, bread, spaghetti. We can make bolognese, carbonara, or alfredo. There's also lasagna, and Polly's Delights. Nutrition pouches. Restricted items. Cake. Drink. All you really need. And then we can see this is the captain's quarters. The door to my quarters, or I guess the sleeping quarters in general. I'm still on the clock though. So, let's see what's going on down here. And this is what Jimmy looks like. Hey. And Pony Express said they don't provide onboard entertainment. Feels like there's always something broken in that room. Tulpar's starting to show her age. Past inspection, right? Shouldn't be an issue. Plus, they had a daisuke last minute. Didn't account that there'd be 5 of us now. I really should have made a bigger stink about that. Something that I think is really just generally interesting about Curly is that we see something of his here where he's not pushing back on something that he knew was wrong. Well, let's see what's happening in utility. We have 4, not 5, 4 of these cryopods, it seems. Daisuke's in a pickle. Do not touch. Seems like Swansea's teaching Daisuke the basics. He's got a long way to go. I feel like there's an employee card in here. I don't remember where it is. There's also a picture of a dog, which is sick. Anyways. Wow, I can see the issue. The kid was brought on just to make me suffer. Intern my ass. I was just trying to fix the vent. How did that trigger the emergency foam? Because you're talented in all the wrong ways. I would have dealt with this, but only you can unlock the axe case. Every goddamn thing has to go through you. I'll handle it. Hang in there, Daisuke. Can I talk to Daisuke, actually? I think I got it! Yarg! Hang in there. Nah, he'd just be stuck. Let's see who's got him worked up this time. Yeah, code scanner. That's 2609. Got the axe. We'll use the axe. Very carefully get him out. Everyone uses axes on insulation foam. Youch! Oof. Strong stuff, huh? Get it through your goddamn skull. That vent is strictly off limits. Fully fucking collapsed inside. You looking to get impaled, electrocuted, and cooked? Yeah, but like, you can't fit in there to fix it, right? So I can totally handle it, Captain. Give me the axe. Swansea, this could have damaged the pots. You can't let something like this happen again. Yeah, I got it. Loud and clear. Keep the axe until you've cleaned this all up, yeah? It's okay to be big, boss. My Gramps was super huge. And he lived until like 60. What are you standing around for? Clean this mess up. Oh, Daisuke. What a character. Alright, Jimmy. I take it Anya diagnosed you with being sane then? Just off center, but it's what keeps me on my toes. I said I'd do yours. I want to hear all about those cartoon horses. Is that something you were born with or a recent developed? All right, shut up. Let's go to the cockpit. Seems like Jimmy doesn't want us making fun of him for that. Strange when he's allowed to joke about it, but other people aren't actually able to bring it up to him. This hallway feels a little long. I don't remember there being stairs. Our ship is so long. What an endless slog. Strange. Oh look, a place for us to jump. Where could it take us? Love a good blood sea. Nowhere to go, so we'll just go forward. Look guys, the stars, a galaxy. Is it really so bad? Sure, we're in a mysterious blood sea, but the stars. Oh, space and a blood sea. Right. Oh, look. Emergency warning. And there are ladders beginning to apparate. Almost as if symbolic of climbing a ladder. Hi, Hayabusa. So many ladders, symbolic of the perpetual climb. Am I climbing the corporate ladder? Am I stuck on the corporate ladder? Why so many corporate ladders? They're endless. Yeah, it does feel very Third Impact. Here comes the sun! Cool. Alright. Looks like what we want to go to. I think I could run? Yep. Man, it's far. And here we are inside the cockpit. Can I actually look at this really quick? Hey, purse. Just because it saves me time. Guys, can you remember 739? Remind me in like an hour. Hey, Jimmy. You can't just make something up for this. Did you hear her? She's scratching behind me. $739. Yeah, we'll need to remember that in like an hour. It's not like these evals ever go anywhere when we get back. We'll power through it. Hi, KJ. Thanks, guys. All right. Have you been able to complete your mandated tasks as co-pilot efficiently and to your fullest capacity? Ugh, let's see. Psych eval. I'll just put good for that one. That's all of them. Done and done. How are things otherwise? Off the record. I like it. We're in control here. Didn't think you'd ever take to being a freighter pilot as well as you have. What with how you struggled back on Earth. There's a theory that Jimmy might be an ex-convict, and that's the struggles that he had on Earth. Sure. All I ever hear is how great of a leader you are. Honestly, it's kind of annoying. So, what is it? It always seems like you're standing on the edge of a bridge with your feet in cement. Lately, I've just been thinking. Is this enough? Should I just stay here because I've been successful at it? A good long-haul freighter captain. And that's bad? That's what I'm saying. It's not. But it's terrifying. I think, am I figured out? Is this all I'll ever be? Or do I take the risk and try something new? Even if I'm bad at it. I guess I get it. You reach the highest rung on this ladder. So now you're thinking you might be on the wrong ladder altogether. Weird. We just saw a bunch of ladders. Still a long way down from the top, no matter how you look at it. Kinda like the staircase we were just on. While I'm still climbing and climbing. Something like that. But hey, you know I believe in you. Here, on Earth, doesn't matter. You should write that on the psych eval. Message incoming. Oh no, the big guys themselves. Guess that's my cue. I'll see you later. Alright, let's see what this fax says, guys. Take news from corporate. After all the... Have you guys seen this game? Do you know what this game is? Take responsibility. Do you know what this game is, guys? Do you know? If you don't, do you know what the message from corporate could be? Where is he? Played it a dozen times and seen it like a dozen times. Yeah, this is my second playthrough, but I've watched a lot of it. I played it and then I was like so obsessed with it, I watched other people play it. Heard of it, but this is your first time seeing gameplay? Oh, man, this game is so good. Maybe it's over here. I'm also, since it's my second playthrough, I'm trying to look for particular achievements. He's like eye level, isn't he? Oh, I don't know why. Oh, you know what I think? I didn't turn it on. I forgot to turn it on. First, then I dubbed it while playing a group trip. That sounds awesome. Maybe I can't be like too close. I know it's silly, but I assumed it has to do with actual mouthwash.
A business operating at a steady profit can give its workers
Where's
security and
Purse?
employee benefits.
She did.
Operating at a profit,
Stop by and meow very loudly.
with comfortable
She might have gone under the bed.
conditions.
But stay tuned, KJ. We shall see.
And steady employment. First aid and health protection.
Propaganda. Space.
Here, in fact, is the answer to a dream as old as man himself. A giant of limitless power at man's command. And where was it science found that giant? In the atom. A particle so infinitely small that it takes over 100 billion atoms to make up the head of a pin.
Science.
Other millions and quadrillions.
Meat. A butchery. A cartoon. Nothing, and then I think the best channel. My favorite channel. The greatest channel, the only channel. A skeleton dancing. Okay, but for real, Dragon Breath presents a revolutionary new dental hygiene product. Brand new formula designed to kill bacteria and kill germs without leaving a bad taste. All day, fire fresh. Dragon Breath Mouthwash. I know the dancing skeleton is very meat-coated, it's so good. 2 months after the crash, we are once again playing as Jimmy. In case you missed it or weren't around, or to keep with what's going on, we had jumped back and played as Curly, the captain, going around checking in with everyone, checking in with the ship 1 week before the crash. 2 months post-crash, we were playing Jimmy, who has assumed the role of captain because it appears that Captain Curly crashed our ship. But he's so disfigured he can't talk. So we don't know why he did it, or what happened, or anything around it. We're getting a little desperate, so we broke into the cargo bay to see what exactly our ship was carrying across the galaxy, and it looks like this is mouthwash? Unfucking believable. There's gotta be an ocean of the stuff in here. All these boxes. This room looks freaking endless. This is what they'd have 5 people hauling for over a year? All of this? For mouthwash? The sugar content probably offsets any potential as a disinfectant. Disinfectant? What are you... Let me see that. 14% ethanol? Ha! Huh? I suppose will smell good at least? That's right, kiddo. You could bet your ass on that. What are you doing? Her hands always look so massive in this scene, and I never know why. I don't know if it's the perspective or what. Stop that! Down the hatch. Woo-wee! Ah, shut up. I'm just an old codger taking care of his dental hygiene. You hear that? That's the sound of 15 years of sobriety popping like a cyst. A glorious, magnificent, red-hot cyst. Good riddance and cheers. To Captain Curly! Here, here. Guess anyone could get seriously blasted off of this stuff. Yeah, and kill you in the process. This can't be real. There's no way. Now we can go out in style. Truly, mouthwash for everyone. Hello, Bennigans. Welcome in. How are you doing? I mean, Swansea for now is the only one drinking it. But yeah, because of the 14% ethanol and Anya remarks that the sugar content is so high anyways. So. Daisuke, come here. Anyone ever teach you how to drink like a man? Hi, Esto! No worries. I appreciate you lurking. Thank you. We have now jumped back to 6 days before the crash. So 1 day after doing our psych eval with Jimmy. I need to tell them. One day after we received this news from corporate, after all these years, just like that. Oh boy, surprise! Surprise! Look at your face! Gotcha. Cheers. Wow. What's the occasion? We only get 1 communal birthday party per trip, right? Which is so insane. So we can have them whenever. Only 1 person can really be a surprise birthdayed. Can really be surprise birthdayed per trip. We did Swansea last haul, remember? No way! I can't believe I missed that. You were next on the list. So, congratulations. Hate to say it though, your duties have to extend to even your own birthday party. You're the only one with clearance to make the cake. The recipe's there by the machine. Hop to it, Captain. Time to bake a cake. Can I talk with everyone? I think you need to use the code scanner. They're really getting a lot of mileage out of that thing, huh? You know how it is. Pony Express being either cheap or lazy. Usually both, no? Yes, Purse. And Swansea, you gonna use the Pony Express provided cake recipe? Yes, hi. I know, I heard you use the bathroom. Good job. At least make it correctly. You should find the ingredients and recipe in the kitchen. Swansea really likes that cake. Don't tell anyone. She's not hungry. I mean, she's always willing to eat, but she's not hungry. She just likes to announce when she's used the bathroom. She meows a whole bunch to let me know that she's done it. Yep, she's very, I pooped! I pooped! Are you proud of me? I pooped! Let me actually turn on her toy, because she's like, whoa, I'm so much lighter and aerodynamic. So let me turn on her toy so she can play with that. She's gonna get crazy. Just watch. Okay. Talk to Jimmy. Sorry for jumping you. This whole thing is corny. But, you know, it's kind of a tradition now. I dare say I almost look forward to it. Nothing. Yeah, no, I agree. You're being a little bit weird, Curly. And then let's talk to Daisuke. Could you sneak an extra packet of sweetener in there? Just kidding. Maybe? Nah, totally kidding. Unless? Haha, lest. I believe we have a water packet, and then I think we need a gelatin, and then sweetener. So gelatin is 4213. And then the sweetener is 2341. And then we can put this stuff here. Do that there. Take the sweetener. And we have our plain cake. Put the plain cake here, sweetener there. Pull the lever. Hello, hello! Venora, welcome in. Adventure goes well. I've played this game before, so it's very fun to be playing it for stream. Ta-da! We got our birthday cake for our communal birthday. Now everyone's seated at the table. Time to bring the cake to the table. Gotta make a speech. Is this cake a lie? Can't argue with that. Speech, speech, speech. The thing that makes this really awkward is that before we came into this room, Curly was like, I gotta tell him. And we got a fax from corporate. And all that we can see of the fax when we look at it in our inventory are Curly's thoughts, which are, after all these years. Go on. Hey. What's wrong? That's all it said on the report from management. We will receive the paycheck for this delivery. I don't know any more than that. Pony Express. Finally kicking the bucket, huh? What a joke. And we're the punchline. I don't have any savings. They can't just do this, right? Pony Express was one of the last manned crew freighter companies. The writing's been on the wall for a long time. When did they tell you? Earlier this week. I was instructed to wait until we're closer to the haul destination, but I can't keep something like this from you all. So I guess you got what you wanted. Without the guilt. Jim, if I had known, I can go back to my, how do you put it, struggle of a life. Anya never got into medical school because she's, well, let's be real. And how many employment years Swansea got left in him? Daisuke will be fine. Mommy and Daddy have him covered, so there's that, at least. But Hugh? Headed for bigger and better, right? I'm just working on my life being a place I don't have to fucking escape. That's what I was trying to tell you, nothing more. We're the ones you're trying to escape. Leave the dirt behind now that your boots are clean. That's not what I meant. It is what you meant. You just couldn't frame it to yourself in a way that kept you as the hero. Abandon the crew but remain the model captain? Unbelievable. What am I supposed to do? Let's have some fucking cake, huh? Props to the Twilight crews of the Tulp Bar. Props to our captain and his new prospects. Take knife. Use knife. I have to push and pull the mouse. Context. We did a psych eval with Jimmy on Anya's behalf because Anya was uncomfortable performing the psych eval for Jimmy because Jimmy was making weird sexual jokes about horses toward her and just like not taking her seriously. So Curly, as the captain, offered to do Jimmy's psych eval. They talked and kind of had like a heart-to-heart. And Curly mentioned that he felt like he kind of reached the top of his ladder and had nowhere to go and wondered if like that was just kind of it for him, or maybe he's just been in the wrong place. Anyways, I'm sorry, I missed how much time has passed after the crash, but we have now jumped forward in time. We are post-crash. We've just woken up. 3 months? Okay, thank you. We're now 3 months after the crash, so it's been 1 month after we discovered that the cargo that we've been carrying is only mouthwash. We are now playing as Jimmy. We just woke up. Daisuke's asleep next to us. You can see, yeah, he's still asleep. You can see he likes his game and comics. He's got a Game Boy. And there's a bottle of mouthwash next to him. And this is how the ship looks post-crash. There's insulation foam everywhere. The screen is broken, so it's just a sunset. We can hear our Captain Curly screaming from the medical room in here. This is what Curly looks like post-crash. We believe that for some reason, Curly purposefully crashed the ship, and this is what he looks like. I don't know if he's been given his medicine yet. Now we need to find Anya, the nurse. But yeah. Yeah, absolutely. So now we play as Jimmy, who has assumed the role of being the captain. This is where all the mouthwash is. It's really crazy how, in terms of direction, you can really hear Curly, like, crying out in pain. But we're looking for Anya, and for some reason she's not around. So let's go check out the cockpit. That's, like, the only place we haven't super looked. No, I understand completely. If that's how it has to be. Oh. It's you. Jimmy! Not able to sleep either? It's nighttime. Why are you talking this late? Anya, are you crying? No, don't worry. I'm okay. We all need to keep it together. Oh, I'm keeping it together. Don't you worry, Captain. He's making noises again? Did you give him his meds before, Anya? No, must have slipped my mind. I'm sorry, I'll do it. No, really, I'm perfectly okay. I said I'll do it. track them anymore. I wonder if they've even noticed we're missing back at headquarters. It'd take a rescue ship so long to get here. Might be another freighter they could divert to try and find us. It's not inconceivable. I suppose you're right. Getting a lot of use out of that right now? Force a habit. Don't overthink it. Oops. Did not mean to close the door in my face. Interesting. That Anya was crying and talking to Swansea. Whatever they've talked about is a mystery to us. At this time, they very quickly changed the subject. I think it's very interesting how we very clearly see that Jimmy is not at all empathetic towards Anya. She's crying and his response is like, get it together. Just a handful left. Once these are out, we'll have nothing to keep him quiet. And again, it's not like painkillers to help relieve his pain. It's painkillers to keep him quiet. Open up. Come on. Stop with the noise. Damn it. I know what everyone is thinking. The way they look at me. What can I even say? And then, what would she do? Damn it. Here we are now. Me in the driver's seat. Thanks for that. Open up. I hope these make you feel fucking better. So very obviously, Jimmy's a piece of shit because he is not just like, I mean, force feeding someone pills is already like a very painful experience when you look like this. His like eyelids, he only has one eye, his nose is burned off, he has no lips. This dude is fucked up, and very clearly Jimmy is also beating him while holding him down to vent his frustrations. Just taking pills is not going to help him when he has 100% exposed skin. Yeah. It's very interesting. And it's like the line that Jimmy had said, I believe on the first day that we play as Jimmy, is that everyone agreed to keep Curly alive. It was a unanimous decision to keep him alive, but everyone had different reasons. This is something that we'll return to later. A return to Curly's lovely face. He doesn't even have skin, it seems. Yeah, he really just looks... He looks like muscle. It's probably just like really burned skin, honestly. He's just probably got crazy burns all over his body, but yeah. Jimmy sounds like he gets slapped up walking down the street. Yeah, Jimmy's not the nicest person. A lot of people that I've watched play this don't seem to necessarily pick up on how much of an asshole he is. The game has done the thing again where it just stops me and then I'm like, oh. We are once again hit with take responsibility. These are bottles of mouthwash pouring in. There's a birthday cake and Curly's sitting here at this table. Yep. This is a dream sequence. We should have some. People miss how Jimmy is an asshole. I feel like some people miss it up until this point, and then they're like, oh, but like a lot of the conversations that he's had up until this point, I feel like people kind of miss the subtle, because they're just like reading it and there's no voice acting. I feel like people kind of like miss how much of a jerk he is. But like, so like when I'm reading their lines, I try to like really enunciate certain things, because the way that Jimmy talks to Anya is really, really bad. And Anya's entire tone when she's talking to Curly versus when she's talking to Jimmy is completely different too. It's fun seeing this game after watching Mulholland Drive last night. Oh man, that movie's on my backlog. Mulholland Drive is a movie that I hear all the time that has inspired a lot of my favorite games. Very strong David Lynch vibes. Oh boy. Yeah, we should have some. Why? It's mediocre at best, obviously. Sometimes you can only get the subpar stuff. That's what makes the really good stuff, well, good, right? Also, the way that we know this is a dream sequence is that Curly can't talk. Curly's too fucked up to talk. This is very clearly a dream sequence. I think that's really important because it's Jimmy having this dream sequence. So this is not real Curly talking to us. I feel like people take this scene when they're playing and are just kind of like, huh, okay. But like, this isn't actual Curly, the character, talking to us. This is Jimmy's manifestation of Curly in his mind that he's dreaming about having this conversation with him. But yeah. Many people know a Jimmy and make excuses for them. Absolutely. And it's as we proceed through the game, we will see it more and more. Was the first thing you saw from him besides marathoning all of Twin Peaks last year? Man, the amount of people that tell me that I would love Twin Peaks, one of these days I'm gonna have to start watching it. And hello, Cheaty, welcome in. Why bother? Hey, we all tried to escape. Didn't work for any of us. I've thought many times, is this what peace feels like? And is it good enough? If I'm being real, it certainly isn't the best. So all I can do is try and make my life one I'm not trying to run from all the time. Sometimes I'll be promoted, buy a house, fall in love. But other times, I'll just have some awful fucking cake with my friend. Right now, that sounds pretty brilliant, yeah? So, if you'll do the honors. He's my friend, and some use it to defend and justify everything their so-called friend does. Yeah, absolutely. This game is just like so good about it because the Curly Jimmy dynamic is one that I see everywhere all the time across so many different like friendships, and it's just like I understand it's a sort of social dynamic that's just going to exist in perpetuity, but I feel like I as a person and my own personal moral code, like I cannot justify like being friends with someone whose actions I have to like justify like in that way. It's a very hard thing because it's like some things, like some extremes are more necessary than others, but you know there's like some moral codes that should not. This is such like vague, and I feel like it's kind of confusing. It'll become clear as we progress through the game, but yeah. Question: cookies for next month? I can definitely bake some, GD. I was thinking about making a bunch of like cookie dough cookies, and then I would stick them in the freezer and then store them at the B&B so that one of the nights we could have freshly baked cookies. Oh, the Chamorro cookies, yes! I would love a bag if you don't mind bringing one. Just one is like fine. I don't know if they're gonna be charging like if you're bringing in goods or something, but I would love one. Thank you. It's very sweet of you. I'll say season 2 drags a bit because Lynch wasn't there for a lot, but when it hits, it hits. Ooh. When I went to Seattle in 2019, I went to see the waterfalls that appear in Twin Peaks. Is it close to Seattle? Yeah, the dynamic between Curly and Jimmy is done so well and feels very realistic. It's so well written. Did I read this? So if you'll do the honors. Right. Well, let me go find a knife. Okay, we gotta go find a knife. The writing in this game is just so good. I really think that it's like incredible. It's part of why this is probably my like game of the year from last year, from 2024, because it's such a short game, but like I feel like everything that happens, every little interaction is so packed with like symbolism and meaning. I really enjoy it a lot. Dry goods to no charge? Okay, that's good. And hello Porter Knight, welcome in. Still sad it was snubbed for so many awards. Mouthwashing? Yeah, again, I just really wish more people knew about this game. We've made our way to the captains. We have picked up an axe, and now there's Curly's eye, and the icon of the game, Mouthwashing, looking at us. Our objective now is to feast. I'm wondering if the tariffs are going to impact for driving across the border. Hello, where's the flashing light? I need to run out more. Okay, there we go. Flashing light. Okay. Other flashing light. You can hear a little bit of Curly crying here. Snoqualmie Falls? Oh. I'll have to check it out. Not the exchange rate is great, but some things you just can't get here or there. Yeah. I just got some more yarn in today that was imported from Europe. And like, it got held up. Oh, our emergency broadcast here is now an eyeball. But it got held up in customs for even longer. I literally bought a ton of yarn at the beginning of this month, specifically because I was worried about how imports are going to be negatively affected. Curly is now sitting on the table. Standard issue utility axe. Time to use the axe. I'm going to do what I did when I first played. So you can click around him, and it doesn't do anything, but you're supposed to click on him. But yeah, the exchange rate, the whole import thing got me nervous. 4 months after the crash. It's not looking great. It's really not looking great. Check on the crew. 4 months after crash means we are playing as Jimmy. Again, pre-crash, we play as Curly, because we're always playing the captain. Pre-crash, Curly's the captain because he's not been disfigured. Post-crash, we're playing as Jimmy, who is the acting captain. All of this cargo, in case you missed it, all mouthwash. This is apparently what we were risking our life, spending a year of our life carrying this in space. Dice case on the floor here. Hey, bud. You can just avoid chopping him up. Like, you can't. Like, you can click on the table all around him and it won't do anything, but clicking on him is what procs the screen freeze transition to the next segment. How many have you had? Those will kill you before anything else. I know. My mom found this internship for me. Such a slacker, she said. I don't know. I just never knew what I wanted to be. Never was good at anything. Total screw up. We're not done yet, Daisuke. I just hope she doesn't blame herself. Please, just take it. I don't want to look at this stuff anymore. I want to be alone, if that's okay. Sorry. Poor Daisuke. Okay, he is not doing great at all. Utility. Swansea hasn't let anyone utility. Says it's filled with foam. I believe everyone else is up here. Mouthwash, there it is. Roll credits. Yes! Mouthwash. We could also talk about the symbolism of the title being mouthwash. Here's Anya looking at a bottle of it. Anya. Ah! Oh! You startled me. Sorry. No worries. You thinking about drinking that too? Interestingly, here, we only see Anya. Honestly, yeah. It'd probably just make me feel sick. It wouldn't fix anything. As much as I'd like it to. Right. Hey, I was thinking. Did you know that not all the medicine aboard was in my office? We store some in a storage locker in the hallway. Why haven't you brought this up earlier? It was foamed up. I didn't think it was possible to reach it. But I've been estimating the position of the foam. I think the medicine depot locker isn't too far into the mass of it. Phew, excuse me. Steph got the mouthwash % world record. When I first played this, I did beat it in like 2 hours. But it's not a very long game. So we could try to break it down. One strike too many on a weak spot. We'll all get sucked into space. And I think it's worth the risk. If nothing else, it's an excuse to get Swansea to hand over the axe. Gotta break the foam. Yes, King. Look at Swansea, guys. He is tearing it up. Yes. The greatest. Everyone I've seen is cracked up seeing Swansea here. This is how I'm trying to be. Literally, everything's gone fucking wrong. Like, he's dancing in front of this, like, glitched out panorama screen of just a sunset. He's drunk. How many bottles? There's 3 bottles of mouthwash around him right there. There's 3 here on the table. There's 4 over here on the ground. He's just playing some music. 5 on the ground. There's more over here. We don't know how many he's drank. He do got that aura. He be schmoovin'. He's so locked in to the song, to dancing. He's just vibing, having a good time, even though we're fucked in space. Hey. Jimbo! El Capitano! The man with the plan. You done? I need that. This whole thing! This was entrusted to me by our previous, tragically inclined leader. Big responsibility. But you know all about that, huh? I'm gonna try and get some more painkillers. Do something useful, you know? Oh, I heard all about it. You're looking to pull the plug on this party early. I'm trying to save us. Take matters into your own hands, eh? Be my guest. I can already feel the ship rumba-tumbling through space again. Back to the future. And now, we know why the screen is fucked up in our dream sequence with Curly. Drunk man to the next, what could go wrong? Yeah. Truly. Alrighty. Here is where it is. Can I use this here? Yes, I can. Oops. There we go. Got more painkillers and isopropyl alcohol, which is great. Let's talk to Anya, who is not here. Oh, she's right here. Hi, Purse. Oh, wow, Jim! You did it! Yep, it actually wasn't that hard once I figured it out. Amazing, really? Sure. I hate to ask you again, but could you give Curly his painkillers? It still just makes me so nauseous. You're not serious. Look, I've entertained your sentimentality up until now, but I'm trying to actually fix things, Anya. I'm getting us through this. It's find the code scanner, then figure out the door code, get the axe, chop up the foam, but not too much, and best of all, give Curly his fucking medicine. But I'm bearing it. I have to. Because I'm the captain. Oh, sorry. Because the captain has to take fucking responsibility on this goddamn ship. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to... Go make sure Daisuke doesn't choke on his own vomit. No, I'll take care of it, Anya. I always do. Poor Anya. Crying forever. Jimmy's such an asshole. Yep. That is his vibe. Medicine's quite the word to use here. It really is. I don't think I understood the pressure you were under before. Fuck. And you tried to tell me. Our worst moments don't make us monsters, huh? You were a good captain, Curly. And you'll be one again. I'll get us both through this. done with that sequence. 6 hours until judgment, a new time scale. Jimmy, get the fuck out here. Uh-oh. You can't hide. I'm gonna chop you into 20 fucking pieces. Whoop. Was I taking notes for this game? No, I don't believe so. I played this game before. This is my second playthrough. This is 2 days before Crash now. So we played as Jimmy, then played as Jimmy again. Swansea's pissed the shit at us. And now we are jumping back. Yeah, this is one of my favorite scenes in the entire game. Now we've jumped back to Curly 2 days before the crash. You doing okay? Yeah. Can't sleep. I know how that is. I just toss and turn. Or stare at the ceiling all night. I actually kind of like the nighttime window screen. If you can believe it. So I just come look at it sometimes. If you look really, really close, you can see there's a dead pixel in the upper right corner. That's so? Nope. Don't see it. In the back of my mind, it's always there. Now I'll go bonkers looking for it. Cheers. I don't think it ruins the illusion, though. It's peaceful. But maybe I'm just used to looking at the bigger picture. How many days of transport do we have left? Let's see. Off the top of my head, around 237 days? Just under 8 months. Hey, why do you think Pony Express put a lock on the medical room door, but not in the sleeping quarters? I suppose for the same reason they put a lock on the cockpit? Safety. Such a very important metaphorical scene. I have not seen Alex Lett and Susie Young dub this scene. That sounds incredible though. Also just like very interesting that they as a pair, I mean like it makes sense because they got really close as the VAs for Sonon and Yuffie in Final Fantasy VII Remake Intergrade. But that sounds like it would be absolutely incredible. And thank you for lurking, GD. But yeah, that scene. Yes, please. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Thank you, Hayabusa. That scene is so important. The big takeaways from that scene are Anya specifically focuses on the one dead pixel, the like 1% of the entire scene. And Curly is incapable of seeing this 1%, of seeing this pixel, doesn't care. Curly doesn't care about the details as much. He looks at the picture as a greater whole. And the other important thing to take away from the scene is that, well, there's two. One, Anya exactly calculates there are 8 months left before they return. They're expected to, like, reach their destination. And she also specifically asks why there are no locks on the, staff doors. Okay. Jimmy, help! And they were both in Persona 3 Remake? Yeah, I remember hearing about that as well. Like what I've seen so far this game is so good. Jimmy, it's a total emergency! Calm down, what is it? Anya's stuck in medical, the door won't open. What if she runs out of something? Right. Let's go have a look. Anya, I brought Jimmy. We're here to rescue you. Don't worry. Don't panic. Hey, heard the lock's broken? Hey, Anya. Can you hear me? Yeah, I can hear you, Jimmy. The rest of our medicine stash is in there too. Damn, this could be bad. Did you try to really put your back into it? Any wrenches laying around? How heavy is the med kit? Anya, is the door stuck? No. Huh? What do you mean? Look, we're all stressed, but you can't go breaking down at every little hardship. Open the damn door. You were right. You were right all along. I should have done this from the beginning. I always believed that our worst moments didn't define us, didn't make us beyond repair. You think I wanted this either? Make no mistake. This isn't my worst moment. Far from it. It's the best decision I'll ever make. Open the door. I'll take care of it. Anya? What does that mean? Curly's still in there with her, right? Yeah, you don't think... Daisuke, you and Swansea know the internals of the ship better than anyone. There's absolutely no other way into medical? Well... Swansea said it was strictly off limits. Like, super mega not allowed above all else. The utility room. That busted vent in there loops into medical. But, I mean, technically, a person could totally fit through it. If that's the only way, we'll make it work. You listening, Anya? Fine. Come on, Daisuke. Oh boy. Things are really ramping up now. And hello, rack toner. No worries. I forgot to turn on, my trigger fire thing. So my sound bits are not working. But yeah. Here's Swansea guarding it. Swansea, we need your help. I know you said utility was dangerous, but I'm good right here, fellas. You know I'm not letting you in there. Ah, flimmets. Look, if there's any possibility, Jimbo, letting you scratch at that foam wall would be useless. You'd only tear this goddamn ship a new asshole. Nothing to be done about it. Bad luck. Tail missed the donkey. But Swansea, this could be really bad. Just hear us out. We're God's hand-picked favorites on this here planet, I reckon. Means we get to name it. So let's hear it for Wake Rock. Whatever's going on anywhere else ain't my problem, since I'm the happiest man Wake Rock has ever seen. Let's just go, Daisuke. There's no point with him. Anya deaf tweaking right now? This story is written very well. 8 hours until judgment. Don't do anything. Stop, stop, stop. I can fix this. Why do you keep fucking saying that? Are you hearing yourself? Ugh. I'm sorry. We still have disinfectant, right? The one from the extra medical stash. Get it, now! The cocktail, The cocktail? What are you blabbering about? That was your fault. You would never have... I had no choice. You... Useless, you goddamn fucking idiot. There has to be something else. Find disinfectant. Somehow, mysteriously, probably, looks like Daisuke was able to get into the vent. Here is his blood trail leading to medical. What's going on here? We don't have any idea. Where's Anya? Who knows? At least he made it to the other side. We can still help him. I'm already looking in here. At least try to make yourself useful. God damn it. So we can surmise here. Daisuke was able to make it through the vent and got all the way through, hurt himself badly. We don't know the status of Curly and Anya. Time to look for some disinfectant. It says Daisuke. And it asks us to bring out the code scanner. In here we can see some blood. Oh, you think so, KJ? Well, thanks. When I originally played this game, this part really, like, confused me. At first. But this is the cargo bay, but it doesn't look like what we are used to. I don't know if you guys are picking up the text that pops up from time to time, but... we love a good old staircase. Said be quiet. A blind beast, aimless and restless, you can't run from it. Trying to remember the exact way. Are you here? You sound like you're here. I want to say, I believe that's broken there, so I think it's faster if I actually go this way. Is this a dead end? Maybe I do have to go partially that way. I think oh, there we go, yeah. I was like, there's a specific way I know that I'm not okay. Most people miss this. But if you have your code scanner out, you can see what it is. I think I go this way. You never saw it? Yeah, most people miss it. My first time when I was playing this, I was trying to figure out exactly what it wanted me to do. So. But yeah, it's a horse face. I believe it's meant to be like a Polly. The, Pony Express pony mascot. It's interesting how it's like specifically like a fucked up horse in that it's got like multiple eyes and stuff. Wait, really? That's so cool. I don't think I ever realized that this is like specifically like, I think I've been the like fucked up Polly from like the beginning of the game where it's like the super mutated Polly. But yeah, this is a fun puzzle nightmare sequence. I'm going this way specifically because I know that if you follow like the blood trail, it leads you to like dead ends and like a curtain of hair and you have to walk around it. So because I've done this before, I'm familiar with how to tackle it. There is one puzzle later on that I completely guessed on first try and got it, so I don't know how to actually solve that puzzle. He's right over here. Okay, he's going away. Look, guys. We made it. Take responsibility. Use mouthwash. I'm sorry. Yeah, the valves. So I don't know how to solve it. I messed up. Don't try to talk. vent utility connects to medical. But you heard what he said. Going in there now, it's too unstable. Trying to break the foam could risk the air seal. We very clearly got in there. I just don't want to fuck up again like I did before. You heard Anya. I wouldn't put past her to do something extreme right now. You and me, Daisuke. We can save Curly, yeah? Swansea won't help, so we'll figure it out ourselves. Right. Alright, yeah. We got this. But even before the foam, how do we even get the door to utility open? Swansea's been practically camping in front of the door, and he has the key. I have an idea. You're gonna have to trust me. Now Daisuke's still sick, but his skin is now minty fresh. Yeah, right. Pouring mouthwash all over him like that. We need to knock him out. You're gonna fight him? No. Even he has to have his limits when it comes to booze. We need to make him pass out. Simple, safe. He might not even realize we did anything after the fact. This is something that is super sus when you think about it. There's a recipe for a mocktail in the kitchen. We can follow the steps but use different ingredients to add kick to it. Come on. Where am I? Where are we? Yes, because the cocktail requires sugar, drink base, mouthwash, and isopropyl, and then sweetener. Oops. Yo, nice. Now we have this fun plain cocktail, and we need sweetener, which I know that Daisuke keeps here. Spiked cocktail. Exactly. Now the question is, why does Jimmy know so much about adding a kick to drinks? How does he know that people might not remember anything afterwards? You taking to teaching my intern now? I personally try to educate based off years of experience. But that's just me, Captain. You good? Huh? Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm all good, man. The fuck is that? Look, we need to keep working together. If this is how I can get us through this without us being at each other's necks all the time, then yeah, give it here. We kind of freestyled the recipe? Yeah, I can tell you how to handle this monstrosity, kid. You ain't no mixologist. Sure as hell ain't no mechanic either. You never should have come here. Who the fuck even decided to let you board, huh? Stick the idiot with a bunch of sad sack adults and see what he learns, eh? Bootstraps and all that. What a load of horse shit. You think it's all going somewhere, but every failure leaves you a little more mangled than before. Older, uglier, meaner, smarter in a worse way. Wallowing doesn't suit you, Swansea. I suppose you think we should all be acting like you. Our hard-working, esteemed captain. I say take a load off before the sun finally sets on this party. May we never go to hell, but always be on our way. Hello, Jobium. Hello, Will Hoskins. Welcome in. Is he still breathing? He practically bounced off the ground. He'll be fine. His tolerance has to be through the roof by now. Probably just wake up with a massive headache. Oh man, he's gonna be so mad. He'll never get a good reference now. I love that Daisuke is like concerned about that. Utility room key. Swansea's key for the utility room and never leaves his person. Can it spin around? I can spin it around. It says, where the fuck are my keys on it? And it is a swan on his key. Captain, you sure about this? Maybe we could talk with Swansea when he's cleared up a bit later. He's just like really into workplace safety and stuff sometimes, you know? Which is like totally cool and stuff, I think. He taught me it's time to be brave, Daisuke. Curly and Anya are counting on us. Wait. Whoa, it's like barely foamed up at all. Hey, it's those things. I've never been inside one. What are they called again? Cryostasis pods. Oh yeah, these things are far out. Totally sci-fi. Oh, it looks like this one still works. How long can these things even keep you frozen? 20 fucking years. I can't believe Swansea managed to clear all the foam from here. He didn't. What? Think about it. Swansea never let you work with him on breaking utility room foam wall, right? No, it needed to be handled delicately. He said I have way too much athletic strength in my arms. I would have just torn right through the foam. I was like, damn, makes total sense. Bummer. So I've been in charge of the kitchen instead. He said it's next level critical to keep stock and organize every day. Had me double, triple, fourtuple, check everything, like all the time. Right, of course. And he never told you he'd gotten in here? No, but look how busy he must have been. There was never any foam here. And Swansea has known the whole damn time. Just taking a load off before the sun finally sets on this party, huh? That boozed up bastard has been biding his time until he can save himself. Would getting in the pod really mean you'd get rescued? 20 years more of a chance to get found, I'd take those odds over our current situation. Not like this, though. Not by lying through my teeth while waiting for everyone else to die. No, man, that just can't be right. I'm sure there's a reason. We'll ask him about it when he wakes up. We'll deal with him after. Right now, we have a job to finish. And the vent looks like it's still in one piece. Whoa, check out those sparks. I hate to imagine how gnarly it looks on the inside. It could be somewhat collapsed in places. You could make it through. We need to try it. Swansea said it's not safe. I know he forgot to tell us about the pod, but he knows like everything about this kind of stuff. Maybe we should just wait for him to wake back up? You said you could handle it. Swansea taught you well, right? Time to prove it. He'll be impressed when he wakes up. Proud. He'll understand why we had to do this. Then he can explain himself. You think so? Daisuke. Everyone's counting on you. Captain's orders. Yeah, I got this. Okay. Here we go. Jimmy's such a fucking bastard for manipulating Daisuke to go into the vent. Anya? What did you do? One day before the crash, back to playing as Curly. Find the gun is now our objective. To answer your question, Dr. Will Hoskins, I'm doing well tonight. I'm excited to finally be playing Mouthwashing to show it to y'all because I need y'all. I need more people to know about this game. I think it's Incredible. Sorry, I'm trying to text and play. For fuck's sake! Where is it? Us being let go isn't a reason to hurt yourself. Anya, as our nurse, you never got psych evals. I should have thought of that. You could have come to me if you were feeling stressed. What would you have done? Anything. Anything. You, the crew, are all my responsibility. I told you so over and over, yeah? I'm not going to hurt myself. You know the gun is in a safety case I can't open. But I hid the case itself. Tell me where it is. None of this has to be on our performance log. We'll figure it out together. I'm pregnant. You're... What? Who would you... Captain, I told you. Listen to me. We can fix this. I've known him for a long time. I'll talk to him. I know you'd never give me the gun to protect myself. So the least I can do is make sure he never gets it either. Is there anything else she says? Nope. So super tragic. Super duper heartbreaking scene. Very, very terrible. I read that Wrong Organ's dev team originally intended Curly to sound British. That is an interesting... I'm curious to hear more about their thought process as they made this game. Jumping way forward now to 6 hours before judgment. The bleeding won't stop. Just try to stay still, Daisuke. I need a second to think. We can fix this. Hey, kid? You hear me? Daisuke. Hey, stop. Don't move. It's alright, Daisuke. Calm down. This line of work, you could never have become like miserable old Swansea. What a tragedy. Decades of hauling ass for Pony Express, big mighty bruiser with all his shiny tools. And this is where it got me. The good life. Huh? I thought you were dumber than a can of paint. Always just chewing my ear off about nothing. Useless ray of goddamn sunshine. Not an ace student, career workhorse, or force of ambition. Just a damn good kid trying his best. You could have taught an old fool like me a lot. Sure thing. Thank you for hanging out, Hayabusa. I really appreciate it. Have a good rest of your evening. Close your eyes, Daisuke. You monster. I could have fixed him, Swansea. I have to do everything myself. Why can't any of you just give me some time to fucking think? How do you still not understand? It's over. End of the fucking line. He won't suffer one more second because of your delusions. Unbelievable. Stop pretending. I know all about your plan, Swansea. I went to utility. I saw what you've been hiding down there. Sneaking around with that axe, telling Anya who knows what. Now this? You're making sure you're the one who gets inside that cryopod. Ha! I sure did talk to Anya. But it was her telling me all sorts of things instead, wasn't it? Shouldn't a captain go down with his ship? Not that it matters anymore. I ain't got no place to be. I got everything I could ever want right here on the ship. So go ahead, get in that pod. If you ever get found, you can tell them whatever fucking story you like. You've earned it. Get the gun. That's medical. We're not going to medical. All right. Chat, do you guys remember the number I asked you to remember from the beginning of the game? Like an hour ago, I was like, can you guys tell me this number? It's the 3-digit number in an hour. Do you guys remember what it was? Cockpit. 42. Hi, Joseph. It's okay. Seven, 3, 9. I had memorized it. I made a point of memorizing it when I played this game the first time. Forward, there we go. Now we can actually see what is happening here. So we can see that Anya has committed suicide by ingesting the rest of the pills, unfortunately. Very important for her to do this because it's her one act of agency where she really like commits to a decision. Is this like a Dead Space? Like, no, it's like a space horror, but Jimmy! 0 days before the crash. We are now back to playing Curly. I told him, Anya, you should have waited for me. What did he say? Nothing that makes any difference. Did he seem angry? Where did he go? He just walked away. Curly, I don't want him in here anymore. Hold on. Fuck, just wait, I need to find him. Everything's going to be okay. So you can see, okay, we're gonna go this way. We hear the sound of horses galloping. Curly is freaking out, feeling like everything's falling apart. He doesn't know what to do about the fact that Anya is pregnant against her will because of Jimmy. Jim, I can fix this. What do you think will happen when we get back? We can figure all of this out. You and me. All I ever hear is how great of a leader you are. God, it's so annoying. But now, what do you think will happen now when we get back? We'll fix this together. Everything you and I worked for in our lives, accomplishments, changes, none of it will matter. You've gone through difficult situations before. This time won't be any different. Work through it, one day at a time. It's not just me, is it? You were supposed to be the one who had everything under control. You said so yourself. The ship, this crew, everything that happened here, this was your responsibility, Captain. That is what you'll be hearing for the rest of your life. Or This can all be remembered as a tragedy. Despite what must have been the best efforts of its acclaimed captain, the Tulpar crew was never found. No one survived to tell the tale. You're standing at the top. Here's also our first glance at Curly. Feet in cement. I get it now. Right? Right. I love the 99% kills. I'll take care of it. Oops, this way. I think that it's really interesting that, like, Curly snaps out of it once the alarms start blaring. Like, he freaks out up until then. Jim, tell me you didn't. I should've... I didn't... What the fuck did you do? 1 hour before judgment. Also, this is where, ta-da, we finally have the full story. We now understand. It wasn't actually Curly who crashed the ship in the first place. We are led to believe that he was the one who did it. Jimmy pinned it on him, acted like he did all of this on purpose, but it actually was not. Are you ready? Are you ready for the game to get fucking weird? We're hallucinating now. Woohoo! Happy birthday, Captain! This rocks! Hear, hear! To Captain Jimbo! Come on! You have to give a speech. Go on, have at it. You better make it good. Hell yeah! Our captain. Captain Jimmy. Take knife. Knife. Cutting the cake. Where's the screaming? There's the screaming. Hi, Gabe. A lot of people struggle to put food on their plates, but that wasn't enough, right, Captain? The lowest rung of your ladder is our highest, until it was all swept from under your feet. Life isn't even worth living at the same level as us. But I forgive you. All of us do. I won't give up on you, even like this. I believe in you. This is a shot of what the table actually looks like. We're gonna make it through this. As you can see, obviously, Anya's dead, Swansea's dead, Daisuke's dead. Their corpses are being situated on the chairs, but they're limp here in this scene. In the other scenes, it looks like they're alive and animated, but obviously, Jimmy's fucking psycho. You'll also notice that we did indeed actually saw the limb off of Curly, and now there's food being portioned on each of the plates. It goes well. This game is very good. I hope everyone else is enjoying it. I am glad to have a playthrough of it on record. Sometimes we thrive, travel the endless reaches of space. But other times, we just have to accept days like these. You taught me that, Curly. Let's eat. Let's survive. This part fucked me up when I did it in game, but man, it's such an amazing experience. This game is so good. Take responsibility. So as we can see, this is, it pseudo looks like medical. Here is the vent. Here is Swansea's key into utility. We are now in vents. Was there really a lot of mouthwashing cosplays at MagFest? I love that. I honestly have a lot of like yarn that I was thinking about doing other things with. Here are Daisuke and Jimmy's sorry pieces, FYI. I have a bunch of like stash yarn that I was going to use for other projects that I haven't done anything actually with, that I was thinking of just knitting a sweater. There's a little hibiscus for him. I was thinking of knitting Anya's sweater specifically, just like making my own little Anya sweater. I did. This is a very short game, Joseph. I've played this game before. It's like no turning back now. I'm just gonna do all of the puzzles. But it's like a 2 to 3 hour game. It's an indie game, but this was probably my favorite game that I played of last year. Very short, sweet experience, but like super duper good. I believe that is Swansea. Right there. But yeah, I can tell you, I can explain how the other characters died if you'd like, but like it's such a short game. Since it's an indie game, I highly recommend like getting it for yourself if you can and playing through it. It is on Steam only, but it's so good. I am streaming it because I really need other people to know mouthwashing in any capacity, so whether it's that you will want to play it and check it out for yourself, or that you will watch me play it, like, mouthwashing is so good. Yeah, it's super duper short. Thanks, Gabe. It is very incredible. It's very good. Symbolic of transitioning from medical being chased into, I believe, the hatch. There was an Anya cosplayer who made a curly plush and carried around. She put a little sandbox inside that screamed like he does, and it was great. Oh my gosh. My first playthrough of this game, I was very fond of Curly. I pitied him and felt bad for him and felt like Jimmy ruined his life. But again, this game is really great fridge horror. The more I thought about this game, the more I realized that Curly is equally as responsible for everything being fucked up. Like, Curly and Jimmy are really close friends. Like we said before, we know Jimmy's in life, and people tend to be Curlys in life. They tend to know a Jimmy and be a Curly. They tend to know, like, oh yeah, Jimmy, he's the guy who's kind of had a rough life. He doesn't really, like, make the best decisions, but he's doing his best. Taking things, like, one day at a time. Here's Swansea. There we go. I'm gonna get an achievement here. Yeah, this game is, like, super cheap. It's not even that expensive. This was the only part of the game. This sequence here, when I died here, scared me so bad I got chills. And that does not happen to me. I'll just hang out here. But yeah. Curly is a guy who, like, what I was saying about the whole scene about, oh, let me actually go inside the mausoleum, because I think there's something important to look at in here. There we go. It's Daisuke's portrait. There we go. Take care of it. And I think I'll just chill here. But yeah. It's the whole sequence with the nighttime setting on the board when Anya and Curly were sitting there talking about it and talking about, like, how they felt about it, and Anya was saying she can only focus on the 1%, the dead pixel, and Curly was like, oh, like, it doesn't ruin the whole thing. It's very much metaphorical of the Tulpar crew as a whole. It's very much like that one guy ruining, it's Jimmy ruining everything for Anya. She can't look away from, like, the one thing that makes things not great. Like, she's very hyper aware of the bad, whereas Curly is very like, oh, like, sure, it's not, like, ideal, but it doesn't necessarily ruin it. It's not like the whole thing. So it's very much about Curly willing to look past it. A lot of people don't believe that Anya was SA'd, which I feel is very, like, reflective of, like, real life, where people choose not to believe it, where they feel like it didn't really happen. But I think that it's very self-evident in the game. Jimmy's behavior towards Anya is very, like, derogatory, very, like, he's very demeaning towards her, he's very belittling. He, like, when things happen, he just kind of, like, ridicules her, like, tells her she's being emotional, and that she needs to, like, calm down and, like, all this stuff. So, like, he doesn't have very much, like, regard for her feelings, and Anya asks Curly, like, why there's no lock on their living quarters, and Curly says that it has to do with safety, but obviously she was not very safe. And also, things that I feel like are insane are, like, when she finally confesses to Jimmy, or not to Jimmy, to Curly that she's pregnant, she tells him, I told you. She's like, you know. Meaning that this is not, she's brought up issues that she's had before with Jimmy to Curly, the captain, in the past, but similar to the 1%, or the pixel, the dead pixel, Curly's brushed off all of those things, where it eventually culminated into now Anya was assaulted and is now carried an unwanted pregnancy, which is supremely fucked up. And then when Curly is like, I'm gonna fix it, he talks to Jimmy, and Jimmy gets in his head, or Curly, or maybe it's both, that Curly is just, there we go, I got the achievement. The achievement is called the good ending, which is being killed by Swansea 10 times in the graveyard. But yeah, it's just very much, there we go. Doing that takes, like, forever. I need a corner. It's easier to get him in a corner. There we go. Like, kind of, but, like, not really. It's just, like, it's really just that. Like, and Swansea's kind of, like, this gruff, bitter old man who took on Daisuke as an intern, but, like, the Pony Express clearly has their own issues as a company. They are a space, like, freight service that are, like, hauling goods that it takes a year to haul their goods across galaxies. And so, like, it's called mouthwashing for, like, multiple reasons, but, like, what they're hauling is mouthwash, which is metaphorical in its own way, because it's mouthwash that's designed to kill 99% of germs, leaving 1%. So as you can see, it's all kind of, like, symbolic in that, like, the 1%, the one bad. Also, another thing I wanted to notice, there's a baby crying in the background. Which is also symbolic of the issues that Jimmy has never really dealt with or confronted the fact that Anya is pregnant throughout the entire game. His entire obsession has been with other things. We'll get to them. But this, okay, the nighttime scene is my second favorite. This is my absolute favorite scene in the entire game. It's the guy we're playing right now, Jimmy, is the worst guy. This guy, Swansea, I think is... people think that he's bad. He comes off as really gruff, but I don't think that he's that bad. So it's a Swansea on the chair. He and Jim fought. They're the last two people standing after Swansea mercy killed Daisuke. After Jimmy emotionally manipulated and guilt-tripped Daisuke into going into the vent to get to Anya in order to save Curly. You didn't see at the beginning of the game, but Curly is that, like, fucked up bandaged guy who got really fucked up with the hit when the Tulpar crashed into some asteroids. But Curly was the captain, and Jimmy has a lot of resentment and jealousy towards him. We know this because Jimmy, whenever he talked to Curly before the crash, he would tell him, like, all I ever hear about is how great you are and everyone thinks you're the best. And he says this, like, twice. But, like, literally, we've never seen anyone else say that or anything like that to Curly. It's Jimmy speaking about accolades that he said he's heard about Curly and how he's sick of it. And Curly will try to be, like, vulnerable and express insecurities to Jimmy. But Jimmy just takes those insecurities as an insult towards him, where he's like, oh, you're not happy where you're at? Well, the worst thing you can do is the best that any of us can do. You're on an entirely different level and you feel like shit. How do you think people like us feel? Is kind of like his whole mindset. So Jimmy, for sure, was, like, very not stable. So it's him and Swansea left, and Swansea's like, fuck it, I got, like, nothing else. So Swansea took the axe and was gonna hack the shit out of Jimmy, but Jimmy was able to break into the safe case and get the gun, and so they fought, and now, somehow, we don't know exactly how it happened, Swansea's sitting in a chair. I don't remember if he's bound or not, but he and Jimmy are having this, like, final standoff here. Swansea's definitely rough around the edges, but his experience and advice always, for the most part, for the best. He feels like a scapegoat for Jimmy, being unable to confront his own shortcomings sometimes. Yeah. But yeah, this scene is so good, guys. I love the writing here. I have something to say. So shut the fuck up and listen. I spent 13 years, half cut up to my eyeballs. Drunk, to put it mildly. Then, suddenly, I saw it. A streetlight shining in my face. 500 gigawatts of the power of God. A vision of my bloated body found in some ditch. Scared me straight. So, I got a collar shirt, mortgage, and a credit card. All the things that make a good man. I hoped I could raise my children to be better than their old man. I wanted to believe I was never one setback away from my worst self. But the truth is, discipline, drive, routine, the endless fucking desperation to get shit done. A loving wife, great kids, sobriety? I'm telling you. Accomplishments I'd been chasing all my life never felt as good as I expected when I crossed the finish line. So now that we're at the end, taking inventory, those nights spinning out of my head, sinking into the sofa, broken glass in my palms, bleeding dry, the funniest thing ever. Old dogs laughing and snarling on a waterbed floor, mocking the moon for daring to show its face. All nausea and wreckage and vomit and ugly cruelty. The only problem in the world, an empty bottle. Those were the best days of my life. Yeah. Those were the best days of my life. I got nothing to hide. Ready to face the music. I can see myself for what I am. But you? Cowardly, selfish motherfucker. You can't even see it. I should have been able to protect the kid. If I could have done one thing right, I should have been to give him one small chance. Off this goddamned rock. Swansea, I'm going to fix everything. We're going to make it. Fuck you. Take responsibility is the task now. Yes, so Swansea was indeed tied to the chair. We're not sure how he got there, but somehow we were able to make our way from medical into here, the utility room, and tie him down and shoot and kill him. Our job now is, it's now the time of judgment. We are now going to take responsibility, which is a message, I suppose, that has been flashing throughout the game. The whole take responsibility thing. You and Du are getting me hooked. The story's intense. The story is so good. I've said before that this game is my absolute favorite of 2024. I think the storytelling is absolutely incredible. It's just so good. It's so compelling. I feel like it's so good because it's nice and short. Everything I feel is done very intentionally. I said a lot during Silent Hill, like if you like Silent Hill, I feel like you will love Mouthwashing. Because the symbolism, the intentionality of it all, like the artistic direction is all really, really, really good. Definitely a game that has been bouncing around in my skull ever since I played it for the first time back in November. We are coming up with a puzzle that I did in one try and randomly guessed the correct answer, so it might take me a sec to solve this next puzzle. But yeah, I feel like this game has a lot of really great themes. I think it has a lot of really great discussions around it, especially with the way that Curly and Jimmy are written as characters. I think Anya especially is a very interesting case because some people don't quite understand how it all happened. Her story is so tragic. Daisuke is just this energetic, like, naive kid, especially in the way that Daisuke and Swansea, their entire circumstance is emblematic of how problematic the Pony Express as a corporation is. Hi, Curly. We came out of Curly's mouth, by the way. There is this, Curly over here, I believe his jaw is, like, ripped open or something, but we crawled out of his throat. There's a TV here. Here's Curly with his leg chopped off.
'Tis old Mother Goose's birthday, we're giving her a party.
A party, a party,
a party for Mother Goose.
The baker man, he served the cake, it was a sight to see.
There we go. I was like, what do I do? I click on it. Feast. Gotta love it. Alright. I don't know how to do this. Got a dip? Okay, thanks for hanging out, Benora. I really appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed hanging out during this funky time. I don't remember. I don't know how you're supposed to know if this is all just like trial and error. Not that one. Poor Curly had to endure so much of this when I was doing this. Is it like this? I don't know. Use Curly's leg. Someday he'll thank me. Nope. Sorry, buddy. Is it that one? So this is crazy because it's like you have to feed it to him. Okay, maybe it's the other one. Like that. Open. Yeah, he's still alive. Yeah, I did this on my first try. and was very like confused about how to solve it. Oh, maybe it's like this? Yeah, I got it. But yeah. This entire sequence is super fucked up because it's, Jimmy force feeding Curly his own food. It says help me. But yeah, this is also what Jimmy meant at the beginning when he was all like, everyone had different reasons for agreeing to keep Curly alive. I fully believe that Anya had more sympathetic intentions and other people had sympathetic intentions of like, hopefully we'll be rescued and Curly can be saved. But Jim is the type of person who I 100% believe just thought to keep Curly alive so that their last supply of food is as fresh as possible. I want to go home. We are home. Why don't you finish what you started? Don't worry, if anyone ever finds us, I'll still be playing the villain. Again, Curly has never talked. Ever since the crash, Curly has been unable to say a word or anything. The only thing we hear from him are screams and yells. So anytime that we see Curly talking here, again, all a manifestation of Jimmy's psyche, his fucked up psyche, and what he wants to hear, and like what he thinks his it's his idealized form of Curly that we're seeing in here, which is so crazy. So this line is like so nuts, and I feel like this is something that a lot of people miss when they're playing for the first time and don't quite understand what's going on, and they think that Curly means this, but like, I don't think that Curly is really truly consenting to like purposely playing the villain. I think he's just such a fence sitter that he just by default becomes villainous because of his lack of conviction to take action when it matters. You'll be the better man in the end, like you wanted. I could have stopped it. I'm taking responsibility. No, we can both be heroes. We're a team, just you and me, like we used to be. What happened was an accident. We were trapped. And this is such an insane line. I made a mistake, alright? I'm sorry. I'm so fucking sorry, Curly. Like, why is he apologizing to Curly? Is he apologizing to him about crashing the ship? He's saying he made a mistake, that it was an accident, like, that crashing the ship was? Take responsibility. Because if so, it's blatantly ignoring the reason why the ship crashed in the first place. This is an ultrasound. We are looking for little horse babies inside of this strange uterus-like thing. Yeah, you can hear the baby crying. Where is it? There we go. So it's really interesting because polymutation is like born. All clean. I hope this hurts. Really gets rid of that bad taste in your mouth, huh? I hope this hurts. Through wreckage. I hope this hurts. Through silence. I hope this hurts. Wash it away. I hope this hurts. All day. Fire fresh. I hope this hurts. Okay. Now it's time for this segment. So here you can see kind of like the fucked up poly centipede. But Polly, especially mutated Polly, has really just been symbolic for the baby, I'm pretty sure. Which is kind of like crazy and weird, but I feel like it also makes sense because Jim was the one who had cracked the joke in the first place about feeling sexually attracted to horses. Yeah. So this segment is a little funky because you have to dodge this thing for a while and then eventually you get got and you're good. But I don't know, is that enough? Was that enough time? I don't know how long you're supposed to avoid being seen by it. I think we're good because it did not respawn me right away. Yep. Okay. Okay, that door's locked. These are the employee ID cards. They're on the wall. These are, you can see Jimmy's and Daisuke's and Swansea's. Anya's is not even on here. I don't even know if you see Curly's. I feel like you probably do. Oh, yeah, there's Curly. Right? There's Jimmy. I don't actually know if there's Curly. Are the ones in the air Curly? Either way, Anya's isn't present, which is another, like, piece of evidence that Jimmy really just does not care about Anya or what he did to her at all, which is really insane behavior. You can barely see what's going on and your brightness is at employee ID cards everywhere. Mouthwashing bottles. We're crawling out of cargo bay. On the mountain of mouthwash, we see Polly. Like a father, old man like his dad. This conversation didn't make much sense to me about like what Polly was saying when I first watched this, but I think it's like Polly's addressing Jimmy like his father and saying that like being an actual dad is what is above his pay grade. Like it's not something he's like able to do. Yeah, and then like all this is like the entire events of the game. Pony Express is dead, and so are you. And then this statement is like, you the mascot or you the baby. No, there's only one ending.
Polly says,
Sorry. Shut up. And then interestingly, this is the nighttime moon scene. Curly tried his best. I did too, but he's the better man. I see that now. We can both still make it. I'll take care of him. I'm taking responsibility. Curly. Captain. I'm so sorry. Yes. Yes, I do. I fucked up. But I can still make this right. Our worst moments don't make us... Which is a very valid point that Polly brings up here, because all of Jimmy's apologies, everything that he's hung up on is like, he's sorry about what he did to Curly, but the reason why Jimmy even went apeshit in the first place is that Anya told him that she was pregnant because he assaulted her. Like, everything that he's done wrong has been towards Anya. And he keeps saying, like, that he's so sorry and he's taking responsibility when that's the last thing he's doing. He's not taking responsibility at all. He's barely even acknowledging that Anya exists. Anyways, it's judgment hour. Time to get judged. Doing my best to get to utility. Go home is our objective. The ship doesn't even look like the ship anymore. Here we are in utility. Interestingly, this version of utility only has one cryopod. We're gonna place Curly in the cryopod. And now, for the first time, post-crash, we're seeing Jimmy through Curly's eye. It's okay, Curly. You're going to be okay. You always had my back. I ended up hurting you even though I was trying to save us. But now you'll survive. It's like you said, together we can fix anything. I'm just proud I got to be your friend and co-pilot, Captain. No one can hurt you now. Which is a fucking insane thing for Jimmy to say because he would beat the shit out of Curly when giving him medicine. We fixed it. I fixed it. And now, Curly's being put in a cryostasis for 20 years. Because Jimmy thinks that this will save him. Even though the Pony Express is disbanding, and people probably won't care enough to look for the ship. And then Curly will wake up in 20 years in agonizing pain. Steph does not lose. This is the game. This is the only ending that the game has. But I love it so much. It's so good. It's like those horror movies where like they don't get out and it's the bad end. Which is like my favorite kind of like horror movie. It's not like a story that's meant to be necessarily like hopeful in any way. Memento for real? Yeah, it's like Memento. I also think about When Evil Lurks, which is probably one of the most like impactful horror movies that I've seen in recent years that has a very similar take. I thought it had multiple endings. No, Mouthwashing does not have multiple endings. There's only one ending. The ending is always that like everyone kind of goes insane and then Jimmy thinks that he's saving Curly's life by putting him in cryostasis. I felt like it had multiple endings. I can understand that. It's told in a very non-linear manner because you're jumping back and forth between like the amount of time before the crash and then some time after the crash. When you first play through, it's very confusing about whether you're playing as Curly or as Jimmy, and like they do purposely keep it ambiguous, like who the captain of the ship is for the purpose of like crashing the Tulpar and stuff like that. So but it is so, and like that, like obscurity is so good. You very much have like the unreliable narrator, because Curly has his one hallucination, and Jimmy, every time you play as Jimmy, well, maybe not every time, but oftentimes when you play as Jimmy, he has his own hallucinations, which in itself is indicative of his, like crumbling mental state. But, yeah, thanks so much for hanging out with me, everyone. I hope you guys enjoyed. Again, I've been dying to stream this game ever since I first played it in November. I've been digesting it ever since then. Maybe that's a terrible thing to say considering how much we were force-feeding Curly his own leg, but this game is Truly phenomenal, super duper good. More people need to know about this game. I highly recommend playing it for yourself just to check it out and experience it firsthand. It is an indie game created by Wrong Organ, I believe their name is. So they are like, a smaller team of people, not a very big studio. So again, highly recommend supporting them, purchasing the game on Steam. I don't think it's that much. Tell a friend to play it, even someone who you think might enjoy this. Again, it's very like Silent Hill horror-esque. It's nice in that it's like not necessarily very like action oriented, but there's like a good amount of puzzles, so very, very good. But yeah, thank you guys so much for being here. Hopefully I will have the energy to be back in a couple days on Thursday, and I plan on finally tackling the Alan Wake DLC, which is more horror. I feel like last year also, all throughout, was it last year or 2 years ago with the Dead Space remake? We're just always playing horror games, I suppose. But I do have that I wanted to play, and I did also want to play the Cabin Factory, but which is also horror, but we'll see. I also I might just do like the Lake House DLC, and then maybe on Monday I was thinking of downloading, because I have it in my library, 9 Souls, which is another indie game. It is a Souls-like. It's like Sekiro, and it's like a Souls-like Metroidvania, supposedly. It's like Sekiro, but also Hollow Knight. So I'm very curious to see what it's like. It got a fair amount of accolades at the Indie Game Awards. So I also want to check that out. I was thinking between that and 1,000 Times Resist. Or maybe we'll just chill and play Balatro. I've never actually played myself, but I watch Connor play a lot, so who knows? But yeah, I'll be back in a couple of days, but thank you guys so much. Oh yeah, there was also the Monster Hunter beta, which we will probably play. Sekiro and Hollow Knight, was this the game you mentioned before? I think that I've mentioned it once or twice before as well. 9 Souls was recommended, and it has been on my wish list, and then someone purchased it for me off of my wish list. But yeah, I will probably start that up. I'm kind of like itching for like a 2D-ish kind of game. I kind of want something like a little bit like tricky, but I don't necessarily want horror, because I feel like I've been really leaning into horror, but like I play a lot of horror games in general, I think, so, but yeah. Oh no, I need to edit the command. I was doing some maintenance yesterday. I took out a couple of, emotes just because, like, since I'm not in my Twitch heyday like I used to be, Stream Elements is not necessarily always subbed. So, I don't have Twitter anymore. Also, I'm not on Meta, like, platforms anymore, which is really crazy. Again, I've talked about it before, but the death of social media is really weird to me, because I no longer check my Facebook, I no longer check my Instagram, and I nuked my Twitter. So, I also don't run my Patreon anymore, because I don't want my images to be fed into AI machines. So, I'm really only still on here, YouTube, and Blue Sky. Crazy. Anyways, thank you, wonderful, beautiful people. Again, I hope you enjoyed the game. Thank you so much. I can't thank you guys enough for being here and hanging out with me. Thank you, Gabe. I appreciate that. There's also the beta. I do plan on playing at least one day of that, so we should totally play together if that's something that you're interested in. But till then, I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your evening or day, depending on where you're tuning in from. Make sure you take care and stay safe out there. I will see you guys again next time. Bye!